Billy Ron.
Hey guys, I've had some of you ask me about the current state of the Ducati that I'm rebuilding in some of the live streams, so I figured I'd give you guys an update, see how it is.
A lot of you guys have been asking me...
Nobody's been asking you shit.
Okay, well, some of you guys have been asking me about it, so why don't I cover it and bring you up to date on where we're at and where we're going to go. So let's get started. We'll start right at the back. I cut off that horrible mud flap I had mentioned in my last video. As you can see, I got the whole bike is really disassembled pretty well at this point. There we go. I'm showing you. I sliced off that back end. There's a kit they make to redo that taillight. I'm going to be cleaning up this back fork. It's just a mess. There's the chain lubing up right now, and it's on at this point. We got new tires, Dunlops. Had to get a new front wheel, polished everything up, all nice and pretty. Gave it some wax, and as a reminder, here's that old front wheel that was just totally road rashed and trashed. Here is the rotor. I don't know if you can really see it that well, the bend in it, so I put a straight edge here. You can see the extremity of the bend. So here we go. Here is the wheels installed. Oops, so nice. Nice new tires, nice new wheels. Put pads all the way around, and yeah, this is gonna roll real nice. Everything's in alignment. And let's talk about the engine, what we did here. So some disassembly has taken place since you last saw. I painted everything, the engine I should say, I painted all black flatback. Now this piece, this is the clutch cover. I'm going to do a crinkle finish on this, but it's been a little too cold to get that done at this point, but we'll be doing it soon. I changed out the timing belts. It's not really that hard of a job. You just gotta set everything to top dead center. You have to hold the sprockets in place so things don't start spinning on you. But you know, once you get it all set, it's not that hard, to be honest. On this side, this cover, I am going to paint also the crinkle finish black, but it's just been too cold. As you see, the sprocket is in good shape. I don't need to replace that, which is good. Let's talk about the valves and checking for clearances, because somebody asked me about this. This is what the valves look like when the engine is firing. The cams are spinning, valves are opening and closing. So to check clearances, you basically have to pop the covers. You have to have a feeler gauge. You gotta know what your specs are. You have to shove that feeler gauge in between the lifter and the valve and make sure that it doesn't bind and that it can get in there. Then you compress the spring, and then you check it again. You make sure that that shim there that I'm pointing to and the one on top of the valve spin freely. If they don't, then you gotta make the adjustments, which mean you have to pop off. There's a clip there. You have to move the rocker. It's a big deal. Thankfully, I'm within spec, so I don't need to do any of that. So then I tried polishing out the valve cover, and I didn't really like the way it looked, so I ended up painting the valve covers and the belt cover, and it looks pretty good, right? I mean, spray can, I thought it did pretty good. And here's what it is on the engine. Gives it a bit of a difference between the engine and these covers. Gives it a little punch. And here is the, it's kind of hard to see, but I cleaned up the throttle bodies, made all the adjustments on them. I mean, I'm going to have to adjust a little more once I get the engine running. There's the new key and part of the immobilizer system. That's going to be a whole other video. Here's the new handlebars, not bent like the old ones, and here's what it looks like compared to the old ones. As you can see now in comparison how bent those old ones were. And these new ones I got are quite a bit thicker than the old ones, so yeah, hopefully they won't bend. But hopefully I don't go down. Now these covers, as you can see, are very much have turned gray, which happens to a lot of plastics from, you know, the early 2000s. Ooh, here's my new brake and clutch levers. Aren't they pretty? It looks so nice. Long levers, adjustable. Nice little Ducati on the front there. Now you can see how gray and nasty they are. I'm going to tell you a little trick. See this stuff? It is the best. Watch what this stuff can do. Look at how nice. I mean, look, it's not going to be like spray paint and turn it totally black, but it does a fairly good job. And you can use that on bumpers that have gone gray and whatnot. Change the turn signals out, as you can see, compared to the old ones that are just, my God, just huge. Now I want to show you a trick here. Final trick. This is what I'm using to cover the handlebar grips. It's tennis leather grip, and here is a little sneak peek of what the seat's gonna look like. I weathered the grip, and I'm gonna wrap up the what the current ones that are on there. See, there's the old ones, and we're gonna wrap it right about now. Looks pretty good for a tennis racket grip, right? So there you go, guys. That's what's going on with this. We're going to keep pressing ahead. I wish I had it running at this point, but I had some parts issues, and I still got a couple of parts issues we're trying to figure out. And this bike has a lot of parts from all across the country and different countries as well. Should be real soon. We're going to get this thing running, and hopefully end of April should have it on the road. So we'll keep you updated. Some more come.